Hello, guys, and welcome to another episode of Bloodshots. Joining us today and every day, to my right, Wes Baumgardner.
Hello.
To my left, Aaron Schmidt.
I'm only available on Tuesdays.
And, of course, I am your host, James. Today, we are going to talk about Hereditary.
Hereditary.
It's
a horror movie. Not a horrible movie, a horror movie.
Okay.
We also have another segment of flashback for you, as well as some Westworld jargon. But as always, if you guys like what you see, you can support us on YouTube by subscribing. You can support us on Twitter by liking and following. And if you want to help really support us, you can go to patreon.com/derailed, throw some cashola. We always like some cash to try to bring you better content. It's also Bring Your Friend to Derailed Month. Show them a video that you like or you think they might like. And get them to subscribe, because that'd be super cool.
We have Westworld special words or expressions that are used by a particular profession or group and are difficult for others to understand. So if you wanted to listen to our Westworld jargon, I would tune out. Because it's probably going to be difficult for you to understand.
I don't know why that
Don't
word
throw words out there, man.
just popped in my head.
Our dictionary.
It was Ray Stans. It just popped in there.
Jargon.
It was Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. So you have not heard at all about Hereditary, right?
Nope.
Watch the trailer right now.
Do it. Do it, Stuart.
Do it.
Come on, Stuart.
Go over the writer-director guy.
Oh, yeah. This was first movie ever, huh?
He's
right?
done some
By
shorts.
this guy?
Some short films. But this is his first major feature.
All right. Director and writer Ari Aster.
Young
Let's
kid.
see. He is, just a bunch of...
Looks like a nice kid.
Yep, so this is his first big thing. Writing and directing.
What's the word for that? Remember I told you?
Yeah, I forgot. I definitely forgot. It was like, did it start with an A?
Mm-hmm.
It did?
It's French.
Austere? Or something
Close.
like
Very close.
that? What is it?
Auteur.
Auteur, that's right. That is right.
Wes is watching the trailer for Hereditary.
For the audio listeners,
It's a horror movie by
Move-
Ari Aster.
move the trailer close to your microphone, Wes.
Don't do that. Actually, we don't get demonetized now because we're so little. So it doesn't matter.
Oh, that's right. We could play music and shit.
Oh, yeah.
We can.
How long's the trailer?
2 minutes.
How long are you into it?
A minute.
All right, halfway done.
That's not too bad.
What do you think so far? Walk us through it.
So it's this woman whose mom dies, and she makes little dollhouses and models.
Yeah.
And then people start saying she looks like her mom's. Like, wait, what? Like, there's a lady who walked up to a car.
What?
Says, "You remind me. I was reminded of you by your mother," or something like that.
Oh, that was probably a cut scene from Joni.
And we didn't see it.
Yeah,
Oh, motherfucker.
they probably cut that. Keep walking us through it.
Now I'm at they're in a classroom and it keeps cutting,
Okay. It's doing the
and then a
trailer
kid
thing.
just slammed his head into the desk really hard for no reason.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
What do you think's happening, Wes?
I have no idea.
Are you intrigued?
I'm slightly intrigued.
It looks pretty scary, right?
Yeah.
Tell me when the man on fire happens.
That just happened.
Nice.
Nailed it.
Do you like horror movies?
Sometimes
Do they scare you?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
It's just a movie, though.
I was scared. So this is not your typical horror movie. This is not your, we're going to franchise it. There's going to be slow pans around corners and then a large or a loud, and then someone's going to be like, oh, it's just you. There's none of that. This
Okay.
is an actual scary movie that is terrifying.
So what's with the dollhouse?
The mom makes miniature things. That's her profession. and she's an artist, and she has showcases.
Okay.
In like galleries and stuff, right?
Galleries.
Yeah.
Who is the funeral for?
Her mom,
So
the grandmother.
Okay.
The movie opens with her obituary.
Mm-hmm.
Blah, 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 has 78 years old, died from extended illness. She had a daughter, she had a granddaughter, she was loved, blah, 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 blah. And then it does this weird shot where it's this treehouse that they have, and then a window.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just kind of slowly backs out from that. Real slow. Real slow. And then kind of pans around to the side, and then you see all these miniature houses, and then miniature stuff, and then it kind of zooms into this room, and then it goes into, and there's like a bed and a armoire dresser
stuff, yeah.
thing, and then it stops right there, and then this dude walks in, and it's like a room now, like you're in the room, but it was a miniature room, so it's fucking with you a little
Yeah.
bit.
Okay.
So you've got the mom whose mom died, the grandma. You got a son, daughter, dad.
And so, but is the son the kid who slammed his head into the desk
Yeah.
really
Yes.
hard?
The dude from Jumanji.
I was going to say, was that the dude from Jumanji?
Yes.
Okay.
They're going to grandma's funeral. The daughter makes these weird toys she like makes her own toys out of like bottles and then like glasses for arms, like glass lens.
Oh, was she the one who like cut off the bird's head?
Yes.
Okay.
She's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I have a question. Do you think that that's just the way she looks? Or is she like maybe a little downsy or something?
I think that's just the way she looks.
Okay.
She has that.
Yeah. Like tiny facial
Yeah.
features with, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think so, though. But they kind of baby her during the movie, too, so
Yeah.
that maybe she does kind of have something going. She's portrayed as odd up here, just because of she's making the stuff, and her room is kind of weird, and
She has no friends.
no friends, yeah. Cuts a bird's head off. This movie is like, for me, and you know me, so this is going to be pretty high praise. This is like a Kubrick movie and a Sam Raimi movie had a baby. It's as if The Shining had sex with
Drag Me to Hell?
Drag Me to Hell.
Really?
Yeah. There's a lot of really intentional setup shots and camera pans and cuts.
Does it have like the tongue-in-cheek humor of the Sam Raimi films?
It's kind of funny-ish, but it for the most part, it's very, very serious.
Okay.
Yeah. Sam Raimi, in that there's a seance at some point. There's extreme graphicness to like blood and stuff at certain points. It's not like a blood fest.
Yeah.
But when they show it, they fucking show it, and it's gnarly.
Okay.
And it pays off in this way that's like crazy.
The sounds, too.
And then, so the sound effects were also, the sound and the score were also, for me, just very like Shining-esque, Kubrickian kind of like, it just kind of sucked you in. So grandma dies, they go to the funeral, daughter's weird, son smokes pot, likes this girl, kind of a normal dude. Mom goes to grief counseling, because she lost her mom. You kind of learn that she was estranged from her mother. She also had, her dad died when she was a baby because he starved himself because he had like psychotic depression and just starved himself to death. And then her uncle or somebody killed himself or something else. Like something happened, whatever. And then her and her mom kind of broke apart, and then she got real sick, and so she had to come stay with them, and then she went into a home, and then she died.
Okay.
And so she's like, I had this terrible relationship with my mom. My dad died when I was younger. I've got, my son and my daughter, and, I raised my son by myself, but then when I felt bad that my mom wasn't in his life, So when I had my daughter, I let her take care of her, and then she like kind of took her from me in like this very protective way, and like whenever I would try to feed you, your grandma would always try to feed you, that kind of thing, you know. It drove me crazy.
Which we
It's
saw.
kind of, yeah, it's kind of played off in this weird way, like silly way, but then you find out that it's like way more kind of like disturbing in that way. It's
There was to go back to the other person that died, it was her brother, I think. And remember, they said that he hung himself because the grandmother was like he believed that she was putting people inside of him.
he was schizophrenic.
Yeah.
And he thought that the grandma his mom was putting things inside him, and so he killed himself. So there's like this whole history of like fucked upness. The family is kind of distraught because the grandma's dead, and you know the kids don't really care. You know, blah blah blah. Well, the daughter cares. She's like, I miss grandma. Grandma took care of me. You know, son doesn't really care. Son tries to go into a party. He's trying to go hang out with some girls and some dudes. And mom's like,
bring your
sure,
dick."
you can come. You can go. You can take the car, but you know, he says it's a school barbecue. So she's like, why don't you take your sister? Sister's like, I don't want to go. What was the first scary thing that happens? I can't remember. I remember the second scary thing that happens because right before the daughter gets invited to the party, the daughter does this thing, which is from Broken Pixel.
Oh. Yeah.
So she's drawing at the funeral in the church, and like her mom is giving her speech about the mom. Everyone's real quiet, and she's like drawing, and she's like,
Yeah.
and the dad kind of has to like shut the book and like, hey, stop doing that, whatever. So that's happening. So the daughter starts like, I can't remember what she sees.
It's the scene in the woods.
Yeah.
She wanders out to the woods and
but
she
why
sees the
does she wander
grandmother
out in the woods? I can't remember. She wanders out in
because
the
of
woods
the
for some
glimmer. She saw the glimmer thing.
reason.
It looked like
There's
the
like a
light
glimmer,
reflected.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then so she goes out, and then the grandma is like on the other side of this tree thing in the middle of the field, and there's this line of fire, and then the grandma is just standing, I think facing her or maybe facing away.
Facing
away. And she just kind of looks, and then the mom comes and grabs her. It's like, it's just these things that are just like, that's fucking creepy as fuck. So daughter gets invited to the party. You know, they go to the party. She's allergic to nuts.
Forced to go to the party.
Forced to go to the party. She's allergic to the nuts. We learn this at the funeral. She's eating chocolate. Mom and dad are both like right back to back. Are like, does that have nuts in it?
Yeah.
She's like, no, it doesn't have nuts. Okay, good, because we don't have the EpiPen with us, right? So that's all set up. They go to the party. She's allergic to nuts. There's a cake there. The kids are making the cake. They're cutting up nuts. They put it on the cake. The brother wants to hang out with this girl, smoke some weed. So he's like, here, have some cake.
Oh.
Goes up, smokes some weed. Leaves her alone. She's eating the cake, right? Goes upstairs. Hey, Peter, I can't breathe. It feels like my throat's getting real big. He's like, oh shit, we gotta go. So they're driving down the street. She's just increasingly, right?
Yeah.
And then he's driving down the road. He's like, we're almost to the house. We're almost to the house. Guns it.
Yeah,
They're in this dead middle of nowhere road, right? And she just, she's dying. She's dying, right? Rolls the window down. I need some air. She has her head out the window. And then roadkill, swerve, light pole, girl's head out the window. Bam.
Yep.
He goes, and then it just fucking
Crazy scene.
holds on him.
Crazy
for,
fucking
like,
scene.
Ever. And you're just like, I literally was like this.
Yeah.
And it just holds on him. And then a little, like, after a long time, a tear comes out. Like, he murdered it. He did a real good job. He really did a really good job. Murdered his sister. He drives home.
He doesn't even get out of the car or anything.
He kind of like lets off the gas a little bit and starts to just like creep down the road. And then it cuts to him pulling into the driveway. He gets out. He goes upstairs. He gets in his bed. And then it kind of stays on his face as it like fast forwards to daytime, and it like his face kind of like lights up or whatever, and then it's daytime. And then it kind of comes back. Mom's like, you can hear mom and dad talking downstairs. And she's like, I'm going to go get some stuff for breakfast. He's like, all right, hon, we'll see you in a little bit. And then she like goes out, you hear the door close, and then you hear her see it and find it, and it's terrible.
It's terrifying.
It's terrible.
The way she's screaming.
She also kills it. She just performance is insane.
Yeah.
So now the daughter is dead. The mom is in such grief. Attempts to go to grief counseling again, but then like turns around, and then this lady is like, "Hey, do you not want to come inside?" She's like, "No, no," and she's like, "Well, if you needed to talk or whatever, let me know." Writes her number down or her address or something, gives it to her. This older lady, and so the mom goes back home. Oh, also the grandma's grave got desecrated.
Yeah.
At some point, they get the phone call, and so that happens. Yeah, but the dad doesn't tell the mom. It's man. I don't even know. It's a terrifying movie. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to spoil it.
You don't have to.
Yeah.
It's just a real terrifying movie. There's the trailer scene where he's bashing his head.
Like what I saw in the trailer is he's, based on context now, freaking out about something, looks into and sees his reflection in like some glass, and then it cuts to him bashing his head into the desk.
That's actually two different scenes too.
To be fair, we kind of spoiled it with the sister anyways.
Okay.
That's like the most shocking thing in the movie.
That's fine.
That you don't
have to get in the whole
see.
thing.
We spoiled it already, but there's this demon.
So
The demon
seance.
god of mischief.
is that the Sam Raimi half of this?
Yes, there's a seance. She meets up with the lady who gives her a number. She teaches her how to do a seance. Mom gets son and father to do the seance. It works. Dad doesn't buy it. Freaks
Son
out. She decides that this thing that the sister drew in at the very beginning is this tie to her. She's going to burn it to get rid of the craziness that's going on. She throws it in the fire, and that's what lights the dad on fire because it's like connected to him somehow. So she like throws it into the fire, and then he goes, yeah, it's fucking crazy, dude. Eventually the mom is like possessed, and she's hiding in the corner. It like shows him he's sleeping. He's hurt after he got his nose all fucked up from the desk.
Yeah.
And he's sleeping, and it just shows him, and I had to go to him, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Do you fucking see her in the corner?" He's like, "No," and I'm like, "Right there in the fucking corner," and she's like this.
Yeah.
And then he like gets up out of his bed, and she like floats behind him, and it doesn't do the thing where like in normal horror movies when like you see something maybe in the corner, and then it goes like, bang!
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, okay, I was supposed to see something. It doesn't do that. So
Yeah.
like she could fly behind him, and you would never even, if you're not paying attention.
All right.
So she's like fucking possessed into like a demon and doing this shit and whatever, and fucking chases him into this attic, and it's one of those things where you have to pull the gate down,
Yep.
and it comes, and so then it goes up,
man.
and he's up there, and he's like, "Mom, stop! Mom, you're freaking me out!" And you just hear this like, poof, 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 poof. And he's like, "Stop, Mom, stop!" And then it cuts to her, and it's a shot of like from the ceiling,
Yeah.
this way, and she is sitting like this, like hanging on the thing and just banging her head, like.
Yeah.
It's fucking terrifying. It's not scary like jump scary. It's scary like that was fucking terrifying. Anyways, Grandma was like a cult master leader or something.
All right.
No, it's not. It is going these Sam Raimi ways where you kind of do that, like, oh, great, right? Like, they slip a seance thing into her mailbox, and I'm like, oh, great, this is going to get real shitty. And it doesn't. They do the seance thing, and it's like, that worked. That was really kind of cool. They're trying to... They don't go into the whole thing, but there's the whole family is this thing that's trying to bring a demon into this world, and it was in the grandma, but it needs a male body, and so the grandma
Because it's
died.
a male. It's the demon god of mischief.
The grandma died because it was in her, and then they use the whole thing is them trying to get the boy, the son,
Yep.
to be the vessel. And then all this other stuff is happening along the way. But So yeah, he gets possessed, and then he goes into the mom. So after the mom, oh yeah, so after the
Yeah.
she's in the attic now, and he's like kind of like, whoa, where is she? Blah, blah, I'm so scared. And then she's fucking hanging up there, and she's got this thing,
You hear it.
and she's going,
Yeah.
and she's fucking staring at him. Oh, it was so scary.
Like cutting off her own head.
Yeah.
Cutting off her own head.
With wire.
And she's just looking down like this. And you saw how she looks. She looks creepy.
Yep.
They made her look creepy. And she's just dead-eye looking at it. It's fucking terrifying.
And then it just gets faster and faster and faster and faster.
Yeah.
And then you hear...
He jumps out the window.
Yeah.
Falls down. Then you hear a... And then the whole shimmer thing that we were talking about earlier shimmers over to him and then goes into him. And then he gets up. He looks at the treehouse. Mom floats into the
Headless mom
floats into the treehouse. He goes in there. There's also a bunch of naked people, which are the family that are standing around the house. And then he becomes the god, and they're like, praise you, blah blah blah, and then it ends. And it's fucking crazy.
The only other thing before that is before the kid wakes up, there's a whole fight between the fucking mother and father, and she tries to get the book. The little girl was making doodles in the book. The daughter, and she tries to throw it in the fire, and the book's not burning, but her arm catches on fire. The mother, and you're like, what the fuck? And then she's got to fish the book out, and she stomps on the book and puts out the fire, and then the fire on her arm goes out. And then later, she's
trying to kill herself.
Yeah.
She's like, I need you to do this. She pours stuff on the thing, and Dad's not buying it, but she's trying to sacrifice herself because she's like, last time I did this, it lit me on fire.
Yeah.
And then she throws it in the fire, and then he goes, lights in fire, and he's like, just like
that's the preview thing,
which is also just a fucking terrifying scene. He shot everything super practical and super it was nuts, man. It was one of my favorite horror movies ever.
Damn.
Yeah, very well done. Crazy. Don't watch it.
Definitely watch it. Yeah, so Westworld. We're getting down to the nitty gritty.
We are.
2 episodes left.
I didn't like this one as much as everyone did.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know what everyone was so excited about. So I'll let you take the reins.
I did fall asleep the first time that I tried to watch it.
But everyone was like, dude, you got to see Westworld this
It wasn't that kind of reaction that I got from it. It was a cool story because now you're getting a story of this one of the Native American Indians that's in Westworld, and he was one of the first alpha. You find out he's an alpha robot.
No.
So he hasn't had an upgrade in 10 years. Right? So he's one of the originals, and they don't wipe your memory. They just input new shit. So when they say that they're waking up, he's starting to remember all of his old programs and stuff. Right? So originally, he was one of the prototypes in a suit. They brought him to this party, and he was one of the original, you had to guess if he's a robot or not.
Okay.
So he was one of the
Turing
originals.
test guy.
And he's all clean cut, suit and everything, right? So then years go on. Now he's an Indian in a tribe, right? And he's got this love interest, and this is where he starts to wonder about things, and you find out a lot of stuff, but he's got this love interest, and then she gets taken by the people, right? And then she kind of gets reset, and then thrown back into the tribe or whatever. Now she doesn't remember him, right? So he's got to try to make her wake up again and remember who he is. So he takes her to this place that's on the far edge of the zone, right? And she starts to remember. They have this thing that they say take my heart with you or something like that. Go with my heart or some shit. And all of this is just a story being told to one of the chick's daughters, one of the main chick's daughters that she's always trying to save.
Okay.
And people are telling her that your daughter doesn't exist. It's just a memory implanted in you. And then she actually finds her daughter.
It is, though. And that's what this episode does really well, is that it is really starting to make you blur the lines of these are robots. And they really are at this point Dolores is fighting for their humanity. there's a whole war going on for their humanity, but you're still like, they're robots. And this is like, they don't feel like robots.
Yeah.
They really, like, this dude is remembering this lady that he had a character arc with, and he loves her. He and now has a different story arc and has a different thing. They've reprogrammed it to go do this other thing, but they've programmed them in a way where they've just reached this pinnacle of, I remember this now. And so you've got the main chick who has her daughter, so her main story plot is to find her daughter. Once she realizes and she's like, hey, I'm not thinking like a robot anymore, I'm thinking for myself. I remember my daughter and I remember loving her. But it's like, it was just a story that they typed and put into her, but now those things are real for them, and that's what this paints really well.
He also remembers the Arnold when he killed himself. That's when he found the map for the first time. And then later on, after they take his love interest again, he like goes on this warrior mode. And, like, because that's his new programming, is they programmed him to be a savage. So he's got, like, half his face is black. He's got the white war paint all over him, you know?
Gotcha.
And then he goes and he finds Anthony Hopkins in the middle of the fucking desert, like, with a whole bunch of other robot things that he, like, froze, right? Like a big, giant bear. And, like, they're trying to kill the bear. Like, it was like a scene was happening, and then Ford just froze it.
Okay.
Right? And he's, like, scalping them and, like, carving this map on the inside of their fucking heads, which you saw a lot in season 1.
Well, the Indian guy carved him in there.
Oh, to the
Ford was trying to figure out why. Oh. And so he was scalping them and being like, this one has one of those too. And they all have this. What is this? And that's why he was like, when's the first time he saw this?
Gotcha.
This is something that Arnold created, and we kiboshed it real quick.
Right.
And like, so how do you fucking know about this? That's what he was doing.
Okay.
Because what he was doing is he was carving it in and putting it in front of Maeve's house and putting it everywhere because it was like a symbol for there's a way out.
Gotcha.
It was a symbol for you can be more than this.
Right.
There's somewhere out.
He does tell him that he programmed all of them with the intent of exploring the emptiness of their world. Yeah, curiosity.
He had them have curiosity, but so he would carve it into like bear skins and stuff, and they were like, "What is he doing? What is this?" And he was just on this mission to free people and to free everyone. And so he went to his friend, and he was like, you know, look at that symbol. This is our freedom. This is our whatever. And he's like, well, we can't let people see it. And he's like, we have to hide it. And so that's where he scalped his first friend and put it on there, and then put it back.
Okay.
And that's why. And then eventually, Man in Black figured out how to that it was there. So that's why he was scalping Indians in the first season, and that's why Ford was doing that, is to figure out what they were and who was doing it.
Gotcha. And then after that was really, so you have like main chick with daughter got shot in the episode beforehand, and they took her. The daughter got kidnapped by the Indian guy, which you thought it was a kidnapping at the time, and then you find out he was there to warn her about them coming and stuff. So he grabbed the daughter for safety, right?
Okay.
She got shot, and now she's on the operating table, basically, like back in the facility, and they're trying to figure out why she can control all the other robots. Because she's the only one. Yeah.
Episodes, or actually from the end of season 1, she has upped her power. Like they have levels of like intelligence and creativity and blah blah blah. And she just had the people when she wanted to become human. She was like, make me a 10 on everything. And so now she has kind of adapted that 10 out of 10 to, I can give commands to people, to other robots. Mm-hmm. And so she's doing that while she's on the operating table. She's commanding and talking to people.
She was communicating with the Indian guy because they were communicating back and forth because she knows that he has her daughter.
Okay.
So she was like basically talking to him the entire episode while he's telling the story and everything.
And he's telling it to her daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, it was good. It was a lot. It was better than than I made it sound like at the beginning.
I was going to say, like, you sound like you hated it at the
No, I
beginning.
definitely didn't hate it. I just kind of hate when everyone's like, "Go see it. It's gonna be amazing," and then it never
So
is for me.
It was overhyped for you.
Yeah,
Derek definitely
was
pumped
great.
it up.
It was a good episode. Of course, it's hard for me because I want episodes with my characters. So it's for me most of it before it paid off. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about this Indian guy.
Yeah, who are the characters you like to follow?
Right
Dolores.
now, it's Dolores. She is like one of the most badass characters in anything ever. Last episode, not this week, but last week, she's talking to one of the Delos people, and they're having this like bitch off, like, no, bitch, like I'm gonna fuck, and it's like Dolores is gonna fuck your shit up, like she fucking rocks.
So is this Westworld becoming human now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
right?
is. It totally is. Yeah, it is. It's the same concept. Yep.
Yep, it was a pretty good episode. So, Wes,
Yeah,
you did not see Golden Girl
I did not.
like you were assigned.
Did you get your email yet?
No.
My bad. I was watching E3 stuff.
So did we. You didn't miss much.
So this wasn't your female Ivan Drago?
No.
No.
It wasn't as cool as I thought. For some reason, I imagined her like gold plated.
Okay.
Like when we first heard Golden Girl, and then like neo-Nazi made a like
Statuesque blonde.
yeah, I was like, is she fucking this gold monster thing? And I was like, no, it's not that. She's a very attractive lady though,
Yeah.
who runs into a wall
In the
to
beginning.
train. They just have her like in this like room, and she's taking her stance, and then she just runs, and then like and then like hits a
Yeah.
wall. And it's like they're like, do it again. She's like, I'm tired. It's like, no, you have to train. And so they go back and do it again, and then she hits the wall again. It's fucking weird.
Okay.
It's weird.
Does she win gold medals?
3. Mm-hmm. But then she decides not to do it anymore because they find out what they're doing to her. Mm-hmm. And then this like crazy Nazi guy like jumps out of the stands and is like, "You get back here! You're going to win the trophy for us!" And she's like, "Ah!" And her friend's like, "Who's that?" And she's like, "I don't know." And then they just walk away because the guards are like holding him back, and he's like, "No, you're my golden girl." It's super weird, man. There's like this trainer guy that's like doing all this stuff for her, and he's like, you know, this like pimp dude who's like got these cool glasses. And there's also this one scene where he goes to like this scientist who's like, "You shouldn't be doing this." And he's like, "Why? There's nothing wrong with this. We're fucking pumping her up, Ivan Drago style." And she's like, "No, she has too much blood in her body or bones, or she's growing too quickly for whatever." And then there's this chart of like how tall men and women should be, and it's just this curve right here and then a curve right here, like a red and a blue one. And they're like, she should be this, but she's this because you're pumping her up. And then she's like, "Help me weigh these rabbits." And so they're weighing these rabbits. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
She's like, "Help me weigh these rabbits." And so they bring these rabbits out, and they put them on the scale, but it's one of those scales where you have to like,
Oh, God.
those things. And so the actress is like trying to weigh these rabbits, but she keeps like ding, ding, and she can't get it right. And so they're trying to have this like dialogue, and she's like, she can't get she just keeps fucking with the weight thing. It's so funny.
All right. So I guess the big important question is it better than Pink Cadillac?
Yeah.
Okay. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
That's going to be our criteria for shitty films. Is it better than Pink Cadillac?
Yeah. It's also funny, like, when she's running, you can tell, like, everyone else is just running really slow. And she's like, and then they do
But
close-ups.
she's very like.
She's very slow.
But she's like.
Yeah. But then they'll do a close-up shot, and it's like, oh, she's going real fast. But
Yeah.
then they do, like, the pan out, and it's like, she's like,
Yeah.
you know, and everyone else is, like, walking, basically. It's super weird. It was a terrible movie.
Okay. But still better than Pink Cadillac.
Oh, yeah.
Because you get enjoyment, because it's a enjoyable bad film.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
She was attractive.
Fair enough.
Yep.
That's it. That's all I got. Golden Girl.
Our
Watch it.
recommendation, better than Pink Cadillac.
Yep.
But still don't watch it.
It was funny. It was goofy.
Alrighty. Well, we have new movies.
What are they?
Wes, You go first. You get the Brave Little Toaster.
That came out in 87, huh?
Yeah. I loved that fucking cartoon. And Roxanne, Steve Martin.
Nice.
Roxanne.
Aaron Schmidt, you get your Pride and Joy of Batman. And your other comedic Pride and Joy, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
89 was a great year. You guys are welcome.
Yeah.
You guys are fucking welcome.
I get some pretty shitty movies. I get Escape from Alcatraz.
Doesn't that also have Clint Eastwood in it?
Yes, it does.
We're going to get that movie.
Yep.
We are.
Lost and Found, which I have no idea what that's about.
It's the sequel to Lost in Space.
Lost and Space.
Lost.
The Main Event.
Ooh.
No idea. You're going to look these up, man.
Sting like
My
a
phone's
butterfly,
dying.
Oh,
float
God
like
damn
a
it,
bee.
Wes. And the Muppet Movie. 1993, Becca gets Last Action Hero, Arnold
Fucking love that
Schwarzenegger,
movie. I
and
also changed it a song for the soundtrack.
Once Upon a Forest. I have no idea what that thing is about.
Once Upon a Forest.
No idea.
What's that movie about a garden?
Secret Garden?
Is it Secret Garden?
Yeah.
I think you're right. That's a weird movie, right?
Weird book, too.
Where they,
I had
like-
to read that in school.
Well, like she finds a garden at this manor where everyone hates her, and this garden actually has color, and they take a wheelchair-bound kid in there.
And they can fly and stuff, right?
I think that's
they fly?
imagination.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You ready for Once Upon a Forest? Animated movie.
I think I know what this is, and it's oh my god.
young
Ferngully?
hold on. A young mouse, mole, and hedgehog risk their lives to find a cure for their badger friend who's been poisoned by men.
No, this is one of those environmental PSA films.
It is.
Yeah.
This
They came out around
animated
the same time as Ferngully.
Yeah.
Ferngully at least had Robin Williams.
This animated wildlife film provides an environmental friendly message that humans are a malicious, careless breed. 3 cherubic little animals have to rescue their friend who has been overcome by poisonous gas.
Written by Agent Smith from The Matrix.
Directed by Charles Grosvenor.
Why are we going through directors? We don't have to pick this one yet. Just
Okay,
pick
fine.
the random number generator.
Fine. We got to see the other movies.
Produced
Oh.
by this producing house.
So let me go to Escape from Alcatraz. Let me just make sure that it is the Clint Eastwood one.
It is. I've seen it. It's
It
not bad,
is,
actually.
Yep. Clint Eastwood. Okay, so this one will be no problem to watch if it gets picked.
It's all right.
It's on Prime Video.
Oh, no problem to attempt to watch it.
Clint Eastwood. Fred Ward's in it. That's pretty cool. Oh, dude. Who's the Friends neighbor? The neighbor in Friends with the cat. I could have a cat.
Mr. Heckles.
Heckles is in it.
Larry Harkin? Hankin?
Yeah, Larry Hankin. That's so funny. And we know what the Muppet movie's about. What is Lost and Found? Lost and Found.
Donkey chains, darling donkey chains.
Lost and Found, 1979. Oh my God. It's a comedy. Featuring George Siegel, who plays everybody's like Jewish father now in TV shows. A college professor and an English divorcee meet and marry while on a vacation in France. When the bride returns home, she finds life less than rosy as the jungle of academia unfolds and the mirth of marriage fades. Look, academia, right? Right here. Mm-hmm. Okay. I almost said I said
That was what I was
I was-
laughing at the first time.
I was gonna say Acamedia at first. And the other one is The Main Event. Let's see what that is. Wrestling movie? What do you think? Is it a wrestling movie?
No, it's a
Boxing
boxing movie.
It's a boxing movie?
Yes.
You think so?
Yes.
The Main Event. Neither. Barbara Streisand. Oh, no, it is kind of boxing. A bankrupt entrepreneur attempts to recoup some of her losses by getting a washed-out boxer she picked up as a tax loss back into the ring.
How do you pick up a human being as a tax loss? What?
Oh my god.
I guess I own you now.
This
because
sucks.
Taxes.
This sucks. This is going to be terrible.
79 was a terrible year. I regret you, James.
It's bad. It's so bad. So if we do it the way that it's in order, 1 through 4 is terrible.
Great.
Any other movie is good.
Even Once Upon a
So we have
Forest.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 movies again.
Ton. I'm guessing.
Fuck.
All right, 5 through 9. 5 through 9. 5 through 9, baby. 7. I'm going 6. You want Brave Little Toaster?
Well, I'm sure
What do you
Wes,
want?
Wes does, actually.
Batman?
Batman would be good.
That one would be real good.
Brave Little Toaster would be good.
I would like 2.
Go fuck yourself.
He's gonna hold up 7 the whole time.
I am.
You were gonna put him down until I said something.
When I open up the generator, it's on 7 already.
Great.
Oh wait, that means I can't get it.
It's 1 through 10. Oh my god.
Do you know how to work things?
I don't.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I'm doing the Larry. Fucking. All right, you got to hit it.
You hit it. Tap that shit.
Oh, it's 10. What's number 10?
Fucking.
Oh, it's Once Upon a Forest. God damn it.
Really?
Yes, it's Once Upon a Forest. Oh my god. Can we even watch that anywhere?
Probably not.
Oh my god. Terrible. Wes Jinx.
You didn't even watch Golden Girl. I was pumped about that one. You gotta watch this one. Maybe I'll forget.
It's on Prime Video for $2.99.
Ugh.
It's got to be on Cody.
I hope so. Golden Girl wasn't.
It was on YouTube. There's some shitty commentary.
They were terrible. Real bad.
Fart jokes, they don't get old.
They somehow made him old.
Well, folks, that is your homework if you want to follow along with us. Once Upon a Forest, 1993. You can thank Becca for that movie, if she ever comes back on the show again.
She's on the show. She texts me all the time. She knows what we're talking
We can
about.
sometimes hear her from over there, too.
Hey!
Knock it off!
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
You're being creepy.
How am I being creepy?
He's very upset about Once Upon a Forest.
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be good.
How you feel right now is how we felt during the Nintendo conference.
That's how I felt during the Sony conference, too. Until they showed games.
I was gonna be like,
Yeah.
the Sony conference was a mix of happiness and depression.
Yeah.
Happy-
Up, down, up,
Well,
down.
Ghost of Tsushima, and then
Right before Tsushima flute player.
You're like, what is this guy doing? Everybody in the stands is just like,
Came here to see video games. Do you guys have video games?
I mean, was it last year Sony did the waterfall thing?
No, they did the orchestra thing,
Ah, that's right.
which was awesome.
truth. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Bloodshots. Thank you for joining us. If you guys like what you see, head on over to YouTube and subscribe, Twitter, and follow us. Help support the show on patreon.com/derailed. Tell us what you think about Once Upon a Forest in the comments below. Have a good night.